This is a test which I know a lot of you have been dying to see. The Titleist TSi3 driver against the 2014 Titleist 915 D3 driver, complete with sock head cover. Let's do it, and let's do it now. Hi everyone, James Robinson here guys. First things first, I would like to warmly welcome you all to the channel. I'd like to welcome you back to the channel if you're not new to the channel, but guys, if you are new to the channel, to save me blabbering on, just smash that subscribe button below, then you won't miss any of my future content, which is every single day. Today we're testing the 2021 Titleist TSi3 against the 2014, has it been that long already? Titleist 915 D3. Now this was my driver from back in the day. It's in the specs that I got fitted for, but we are going to pop the same shaft in both these clubs because I primarily want to test how far the club head has progressed in 7 years. Well, 6 and a bit to be fair, but it's a long time. So we're going to start the video in present day. We're going to start in 2021. I mean, things were a lot simpler back in 2014, weren't they? We could actually go and play golf. We could go to the shop without having to cover our faces up. Calvin Harris and Clean Bandit were storming the charts. And Manchester United was still rubbish under Louis van Gaal, for anyone that's wanting a sports reference in there. Right, that's enough of the trip down memory lane. Guys, real quick one, if anyone wants to see a behind the scenes look of the new office, then make sure you check out the link in the description below. Now, as first shots go, I'm quite happy with that, but one of the big things that I really want to test in this video is just how much ball speed, how much distance we can maintain from those off-centre hits, because that's generally where a lot of the brands have tried to push forward. We've tried to make the faces more reactive, we've tried to make the faces hotter when you don't hit the sweet spot, which for me is probably more often than I would have liked. And you'll see that one of the big differences in both these golf clubs is the loft difference. So Titleist have now started making 9 degree, 10 degree, 11 degree, as opposed to 9.5 degree, 10.5 degree, 11.5 degree. That's because the new drivers are said to be easier to launch, so you don't need that extra half a degree, potentially. Looking down at the two clubs, it's quite evident that the TSi3 has got a sleeker look. It does look that little bit smaller whilst maintaining that lovely Titleist pear/teardrop shape, which originally drew me to these clubs because I used these quite a lot, and the actual shape of the old D3 is a little bit bigger and rounder, which, yeah, does bring back good memories. One thing that 2014 also brings back is Pharrell Williams' Happy. We definitely don't need to go there. I think I've only just got that song out of my head. Right, come on. Bit heely. So one thing which Titleist have done incredibly well over the years is maintain their identity. They haven't gone loads of different colours, they haven't started marketing them with loads of different names. It's still just what a lot of people might find boring, but for me, I think it's great that they have maintained that identity of the Players Club, whilst also bringing in clubs such as the TSi2, TSi1 for the people who want that bit more forgiveness. Right, come on, big one, smash it. Yes, please. 2000 spin, we like that. So I'm going to hit a load of shots as you've seen with this, and then swap them over with the shafts as well, because this is actually a newer shaft that would have been. This is actually a newer shaft than would have been available in 2014, but I don't particularly mind that, because like I said, I just want to see how different the club heads are more than anything. Remember guys, if you do want to see a full review of the Titleist TSi3, if you want to hear about the ultra thin titanium crown, if you want to hear about the 425 ATI aerospace titanium face, and you also want to hear about the new SureFit CG track and the new aerodynamically, I've tried saying this about 15 times now, but the new aerodynamically designed shape, then make sure you check out my review of the Titleist TSi3 and Titleist TSi2, because it's all in there. Let's get back to it in some shots. Oh, that felt good, it's just left. Ah! 4. Is it that bad? No, I'm not shouting 4, that wasn't that, it's too late now, it's hit them, so apologies. I'll send them a jumper, if anyone wants a jumper, they're available. I might sign it, I'll not sign it, I'll probably spell it wrong. Right, come on, couple more, then swap over. Nice. The sound on this is incredible. I'll be amazed if the sound of the D3 comes anywhere near this. Although it's been a long time since I've hit one, so who knows, but... Right, I'm going to get through some shots and then swap them over for you. Should I be gaming this? Should I? That's like an absolute bullet, that one. So guys, please get in the comments below as well and let me know just how old is the driver you're using? How much did you pay for it? Are you ready to upgrade? Do you think this test is going to show that you should potentially upgrade? Or is it going to show that really marketing has prevailed overall? I'm not entirely sure myself, but... Nice. Got to say as well, does anyone else feel like they've potentially slowed down as well? Like, I definitely don't feel like I'm swinging as fast as maybe I have in the past. And I've got no excuse because I've been here filming as well, so quite annoyed with myself actually, but certainly not swinging as fast as I was in 2014, although I was about 3 stone lighter. 2 shots. That's the one. That's the one that I just want to game. 280, 2,100 spin. Yes, please. One more and then we hope that the adjustments for the shore fit are exactly the same because I've not tested that yet. And that would be really annoying. Just been thinking, you know, you've not hit a real bad one. So I've tried to... Oh, you've ruined it! That's really annoying. Anyway, it's now time to swap these over. I definitely can't do it with 2 drivers in my hands. And hope these, I'm sure the shore fit hasn't changed actually, so should be able to move them over. Interesting, obviously the D3 has, wait for it, D3 does have an exotic shaft in it, the Tor ADDI7, because when I got this, I was a shaft perv and thought it made a big difference. Don't think it does, but I know people will be screaming, test it with that shaft. No, because there's more people want to see the head comparison, yes it fits, yes, than with the exotic shaft. I will do that video again if 1,000 likes I think throw on it, and we'll do that. And that now is a 2014 Titleist 915 D3 with a hazardous RDX 6.0 shaft in there. And this is going to get emotional because it brings back quite a few memories. This is when I was like properly trying to play. I won't say properly playing because I've never properly played, but all of a sudden that extra half a degree looks massive. So I'll be interested to see if this does go higher. Remember the TSi3 is a 9-degree head because it's supposed to be that little bit easier to launch. So there shouldn't actually be a huge difference in trajectory, in peak height, because this one should be more difficult to launch, but we've got an extra half a degree. You see what's going on there, right? I love the old school kind of full, that's that 400-pound shaft gone. I love that old school kind of fulcrum on top as well. I think that to me is proper old school Titleist, right? Come on. Oh, it sounds horrendous. Oh, that was awful. I mean, it's not done bad, but to think that that has, wow, that's, I don't know if I didn't, I mean, oh, my ears are still, that was awful. Isn't it amazing how as time progresses? Oh, I don't know. I mean, you might think that was a massive overreaction, but I didn't, properly did not expect that. I mean, we've hit the fairway with it, so that's a start. And again. 2 good hits though. So the big talking point back in 2014, aside from the Sochi and Rio Olympics, was the active recoil channel that Titleist put in the 915 D3. I think it made the news, it probably didn't, but I'm trying to spice the video up a little bit. I should have done a lot more research what happened in 2014, but what was I doing in 2014? I think I was playing with this driver, wasn't I? Oh, that was a great swing thought. Oh, James. That was my fault, not the club. Still not bad though, like I'm taking that as a bad shot, up and out. And it's a real funny one because a lot of times you're thinking with these bad shots, could I get more out of them? Definitely higher as well. Definitely higher than TSi. That's as good as I've got. See, that's interesting because I have nailed that one and the numbers are there or thereabouts. 273 spinning at sub 2000. And I guess when you do finally get one out of the nuts, it generally works. Those first few though were quite interesting in that they didn't seem to go as far as I thought they might. Let's have more swings like that. See, that's nowhere near. For me, this is why this test is so interesting, because it's not just, we don't see differences year to year. We don't see the TS3 being a lot worse than the TSi3 or vice versa or whatever. But when you start to see a 7-year gap, another one, I got that one nice. This is going to be cool, this is going to be interesting. Dispersion's good actually. I don't know if that extra little bit of visual loft is helping me. I mean, it shouldn't be, but I'm trying to think of things that are. Right, 2 more, then we've hit 10 shots with each. I'm going to really step on these. Definitely spinning higher from around the face. And it is quite funny how you get used to the sound. Like the first 3 or 4 almost sounded as bad as the Pharrell Williams Happy. I need to get that well out of my head. But it's funny, after a handful of shots, 9 to be precise, you start to think, yeah, it doesn't sound as offensive. Probably does. Like if you guys heard it for the first time again, it probably would. But, right. That was toey, so it should, no. Interesting, very interesting. That's 10 shots hit with the title, I'm going to say they're brand new, but the Titleist 915 D3 from 2014, and also 10 shots hit with the brand new 2021 Titleist TSi3. How much difference is there? Are we going to be shocked either way? Let's take a look. So first of all, dispersion. Now, I don't think there's going to be much in the current technology to help with dispersion, although the brands do claim that drivers are straighter now. I've never really got my head around that, but you know what, apart from 2 shots there, mega happy with that. Definitely haven't swung at my best today, a lot of off-centre hits, but I mean really, it's just one, isn't it, that's realistically really cost you. That's with TSi3, 915 D3, straight away now, look at, it's definitely a bit higher, isn't it, for me, I think, logically. And apart from that, again, not bad. 2 probably rogue shots that have cost me maybe a fairway, but a lot of shots landing on and around the line there, which I'm quite happy with. What about the numbers? So numbers, as you can see, on average 269 and 275 for TSi3 and 264 and 269 for the 915 D3. As I said, not quite swinging at my best today by any stretch, as you can see. Clubhead speed's almost identical, 105.5 and 105.8 with the D3. So I actually swung slightly faster with the D3. However, ball speed's 4 miles an hour higher with the TSi3, and spin rate's a little bit higher as well, which is interesting. So for me there, that does show actually that, can this go on there? I'm going to hit a few with the explicit with the exotic shaft in the TSi3. But that does go to show really that Titleist saying that these things are more forgiving, that you get more ball speed on off-centre hits. I haven't hit the middle that often today, but that's almost what I wanted with this test. And I'm quite glad that I am swinging subpar, not only because I've got a few weeks to work on it before golf courses open, but also because I wanted to test that very feature, that very thing. A couple of yards difference still. You're going to get one of these at around £500. You could get a 915 D3, as you can see on screen now, from £100 up to maybe £200, depending what state it's in, what shaft it's got, things like that. Very interesting, and you can say this isn't a very scientific test, and I would totally agree with you. I speak with Mark Crossfield about this quite often, and if we are going to do a scientific comparison, we need to be in the thousands of golf balls hit, and I haven't got that in me, not many people have, but for me it's giving you a vague idea of what differences you might see. For me, the big difference is in the look and the sound. I think Titleist have done so well to keep the traditional looks whilst also modernising, if that makes sense. Sometimes we've seen, such as the new BMW M3 and M4, if you've seen that, that splits opinion unbelievably so. whereas in a year's time, maybe people might find it a bit more attractive. And I think that's what a lot of drivers generally do. You look at the Sim when it first hits the shelf, then you look at it now, and it doesn't look as appalling with the big turbulator, or whatever they call it. I really should get that right. The turbulator, it's not a turbulator, is it? Inertia generator. There we go. But yeah, so a couple of yard difference, and also the sound difference is quite remarkable. I couldn't believe when I hit the 915 D3 that I used to play golf with that club every day of my life and not have to now wear a hearing aid, because it was really loud, really tinny, really high pitched. So the work Titleist and the other clubs have done to bring these noises into our lives on the golf course is nothing shy of ridiculous. Right, I'm going to hit a couple just with this graphite design shaft in. Get in the comments below if you want to see a full video on this. The shaft is a tiny bit shorter than standard, which probably works for me, and it's quite an expensive upgrade, but if this flies 280 in the air down the middle, it'll probably go in the bag this year. No. No. We'll keep trying. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Really hope you have enjoyed that. If you have, please make sure you do smash that subscribe button below so you don't miss any of the other great golf-related content I bring to you guys 365 days a year. Also, if you want to see a little tour of my brand new office, well, in its current state because it's nearly there, then make sure you check out the link in the description below, because that's on our second channel, and if you enjoy that, make sure you subscribe there as well. Apart from that, guys, thank you ever so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know why I put that there, but bye.